Okay, so one more word problem, and here's a situation where standard form actually is the preferred kind of equation to use. And I'll read the question so you'll understand why that is. So the question is, tickets for a local theater production are $5 per adult, $2 per child. So tickets for a local theater production, $5 per adult, $2 per child. Determine an equation that can be used to model the total revenue, that's the money they make, by the theater on the sales of the tickets. So total money brought in. Revenue is the money brought in. It's not the total profit, because profit is your revenue minus whatever costs you had. So if you spent money on the actors and the stage and everything else, you have to make up those costs. So some of your revenue goes towards the cost, the rest is your profit. And that's kind of how business works in the most basic form. And now we're talking about just the revenue. So we just want the money that's coming in. So our revenue, is equal to, now $5 per adult, I'm just going to call the adults X. So 5X, and we have $2 per child, 2Y. So my revenue is $5 for the adults and $2 for the children. And this is in standard form just because of the way the question is worded. So in this case, it's better in standard form. If the theater company wants to earn a total revenue of $750, incorporate this value into your equation. So if you want to make $750, that's going to equal 5X plus 2Y. So I've incorporated it in. Solve the equation for the number of children's tickets in terms of the number of adult tickets. So you want the children's tickets by themselves. So solve for the equation for the number of children's tickets in terms of, so isolate number of children's tickets. So get Y by itself. Right now, there's a positive 5X. So I'm going to subtract 5X to try to get my children's tickets by themselves. So subtract 5X from one side, you need to subtract 5X from the other side. So now I'm going to write this as 2Y equals negative 5X plus 750. Negative 2X plus 750. Negative 5X plus 750. So I'm almost there. I need to get Y by itself. It's being multiplied by 2. So I'm going to divide by 2. And I'm going to divide everything else by 2. And we have Y equals negative 5 over 2 X. And then plus, and we have $375. So there is my equation. I've solved for the number of children's tickets in terms of the number of adult tickets. So if the theater company has sold 100, 116, and 92 adult tickets for the first 3 shows, determine the number of children's tickets they would need to sell to meet their goal. So if the theater company has sold 100 adult tickets, I'm going to sub 100 in to my adult ticket price, and I'm going to solve for Y, which is my children's tickets. So let's do that now. So the equation is Y equals negative 5 over 2X plus 375. And I'm going to sell 100 tickets of adults. So there is my equation. And we have -5/2 times 100 plus 375. I get 125. I get 125. So if I sold 100 adult tickets, I would need 125 children's tickets. So my X was 100, my Y was 125. So there, 100, 125, that is a point on the line. And remember, my line has started out as 750 equals 5x plus 2y. That's my original line. I've manipulated and moved it around. So now it looks like y equals -5/2 x plus 375. And I need to find points on the line. In my first point, theater company sold 100. So I subbed in 100 for x because it was 100 adults and x was representing the adults. So 100 and 125 for the children. That combination of tickets gets you the revenue that they wanted, which was $750. So they'll make $750 with 100 adult tickets, 125 children's tickets, and there we've taken care of the first solution. They asked for 116 and 92. So same process, you just sub in, instead of 100, you'd sub in 116 and solve for y, and then you'd sub in 92 and solve for y, and those would kind of be the other two solutions. So I've got 1 point on the line, I can find other points on the line. That's what I'm going to do next. Okay, so let's finish this up. We still have the same equation, y equals -5/2 x plus 375, and we need 116 adult tickets. So again, we sub in so y equals -5/2, and we have 116 plus 375. So throw that into the calculator. We get 85. So that means we have 85 children's tickets, $116.85, and that covers off the second option. With 116 adult tickets, you need 85 children's tickets. Last one, 92. I'm just going to erase. So instead of 116, I'm putting 92. Throwing it into the calculator. Plus 375. 145. If you only sold 92 adults, you'd need 145 children. 92, 145. So there's our 3 points on the line. There's an infinite number of points on this line. Well, not an infinite. I shouldn't say that, because you got whole number ticket sales. So you could have 0 children's tickets. You could have, what's the maximum? I guess you'd find the intercept. So let's do that just for fun. Describe the benefits of rearranging the equation first. All right, first of all, y equals mx plus b. That's really helpful. If you know how many adult tickets you sold, you can solve for the children's tickets really easily. Y equals mx plus b. You can also graph it really easily. There's the benefit there. Now, what would be the benefit of the original form. Now, if you remember, the original form was 5 for an adult, 2 for children. So 750 equals 5x plus 2y. You'll remember that is the original form. What is the least number of children's tickets you could sell? 0. You could sell 0 tickets and that would be fine. And what's the most children's tickets you could sell? Well, if you had 0 adult tickets, you'd have 750 equals 5, 0 for the adults plus 2y. Okay, and now you'd have 750 equals 2y. Divide by 2, divide by 2. You'd have 0 adult tickets and 375. Now, that would be 375 children's tickets. You'd also figure that out if you looked at the original equation and your y-intercept. Your y-intercept is 375. That means when x is 0, you're at 375. 0 adult tickets, 375 children's tickets. So I could have figured that out using it that way. We could have figured it out in the other form. So when it is in standard form gives you y-intercept, x-intercept. Slope-intercept form gives you the rate and it gives you the y-intercept. So there's really only one benefit to standard form, or one main benefit to standard form, and that is you can find the x-intercept as well as the y-intercept. But the y equals mx plus b form gives you the rate and the y-intercept. It's the preferred form. So just to give you a heads up. The homework for the first bit is 269, numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4 AF. So 3, 4, just AF. 7, 9, 11, 15. And we'll continue on with a bit more.